This really wasn't part of the plan, but in today's video we're trying to figure out the best way to create the perfect dirty pour. So I'm trying a few different methods, different timings, and pouring at different stages of the resin to see what actually gives the best results. For this one I'm keeping it simple, 2 very similar moulds and a red and white pigment paste, mixing into separate cups. In my experience, these 2 colours are the hardest to keep separated. Red loves to take over, so these 2 colours are perfect for seeing how viscosity matters in a dirty pour. So I'm pouring both colours at the same time, and this is about 8 minutes after mixing, so the resin is really still quite runny. And to give the white a fighting chance, I've balanced it out and I've added more white than red. And instantly you can see how that red blends into the white really quickly. I've popped the first 10 minutes on a hyperspeed for you, but watching the footage back, it revealed something unexpected. I'll play it for you again. See that sudden change in direction? That's what resin nearly flash curing looks like. And it was only when I come back to this about 15 minutes later that I realised that the top was nearly fully cured. And trust me, that's way too close to a flash cure for comfort. But I should know really. Deep mould plus resin, heat builds fast. So a friendly reminder, don't get too confident with your deeper pours. Moving on to number 2, and I've got way too much pigment on my stick here, so I'm just wiping off the excess and giving it a proper mix through. For this one, I'm using the same colours, the same ratio, but this time I've let the resin thicken first. The aim here is to keep everything the same, except how thick the resin is. So after leaving this for about 50 minutes, the resin is much thicker, and because of that, there should be a lot less blending between the colours. I'm pouring both cups at the same time. Again, the only difference is consistency. I will say that I was really impressed with the work time on this resin though. And even when I pop this on a 10-minute time lapse, you can already see that there's hardly any blending at all. Hi, I'm Tony and welcome to Georgie's Gorgeous Gifts. And today we're pushing the boundaries of dirty pour techniques. So once these were fully cured, it was time to demould and see the results. First up, the lower viscosity mould, and straight away you can see that there's loads of blending. Even through the mould you can see large areas of pink. There is some separation, but overall the colours have mostly merged together. You'll also notice a few little red specks, and that's from me not mixing the paste in properly. Pure impatience on my part. But don't get me wrong, it's still pretty, but if you're aiming for a clean red and white, this isn't the way to do it. You're going to end up with more of a pink. Now on to the thicker version, and straight away you can see a massive difference. The red has stayed red and the white has stayed white. There's definitely a clear separation. So this proves it. Thicker resin gives you a much better dirty pour. So now it's time to put that into practice, but this time using 4 different colours. So for the next 2 comparisons, I'm bringing out the split pour cup. 4 sections, 4 colours. So we're using a bright violet, a magic blue, silver and black. This is going to give us a bit of a galaxy look. So I'm mixing each colour into its own section, and this time I want to thicken the resin straight away. And the best way I know how to do that is by adding a tiny dot of Elmer's glue into each cavity. And when I say tiny, I mean literally a pinprick. Just enough to slightly thicken each colour. So to keep things fair, I'm using the same mould for the next 3 pours. For this one, I'm pouring straight into the vase, turning the cup as I go. So we should get a natural swirl up the sides. Well, that's the idea anyway. In hindsight, it would have been much easier to turn the vase instead, but we live and learn. But once I'd reached the top, I then popped it onto hyperlapse. Now this is at the same speed as the others, and there's barely any movement, so that glue definitely did something. Now onto the demould, and this one was a little bit of a battle. Quick tip, if you've got a stubborn piece, just run a little isopropyl alcohol around the edges and it'll slide straight out. Or if you'd rather not use that, a bit of dish soap works just as well. So after a bit of twisting and some careful negotiating with the mould, it finally came out. And the only issue I can see is that there are a few small air holes at the bottom, which you do sometimes get when using Elmer's glue. But the colours have stayed nicely separated with a soft blend where they meet. And you can clearly see that spiral from turning the cup. All in all, I'd say this was a successful dirty pour. So now that we know that Elmer's glue works perfectly for a dirty pour, but for this next one, I wanted to let the resin thicken naturally, like we did with the first red and white one. So I've mixed everything up, added the colours. I've then gone in the living room with the baby, got slightly distracted and completely forgot about the resin. And came back to this. ADHD 1, me 0. The two middle sections had gone near enough fully solid, so that was game over. And of course, it had to happen when I'm on my last bit of resin. So after giving up, going to bed and crying into my pillow for 10 minutes, I then got up the next morning and started again. So, reset, fresh resin, fresh attempt. And yes, I'm also showing you these cured chunks because waste really annoys me, so we will be putting them in a project sometime soon. This time I kept the cup right in front of me and waited around that 50-minute mark. Only this time when pouring, instead of turning the cup, I'm rotating the vase, which is definitely the smarter option. So once this was full, I popped it onto a time lapse. And here you can really see everything pulling inwards while it's curing. Honestly, this is so satisfying to watch. When this was ready to demould off camera, I added some isopropyl alcohol and gave it a bit of a twist. This one was so much easier to demould, and in my opinion, this has come out just as nice. Very similar to the Elmer's glue version, but it does have its differences. The blue in this one is a little less defined, but the purple comes through beautifully. But overall, when you compare the two, there isn't really a massive difference. And now for the final test, the classic dirty pour. So I've split my resin into 4 cups and mixed each colour separately. This is a technique you normally see in paint pouring, but in resin it can look incredible. It's just not used that often, and because we know consistency matters, I've left this to thicken for about that 50-minute mark before bringing it all together in 1 cup. So once it was at the right consistency, I'm layering the colours into the same spot into 1 cup. This is going to help to keep that separation. Okay, I should have held some of that purple back, but once I'd started, it was way too late. So one last time into the mould it goes, turning as I pour the same speed as before. And you can see that multicoloured stream coming through. I did slightly over pour this, so I'm just scraping across the top to level it out. And then for the final time lapse. And again, you can see this pulling into the centre as it cures, but this time in a completely different way. This seems to be a lot more controlled. Once this had cured, it was ready to demould, and even after leaving it for about 45-50 minutes, there was still a fair bit of blending. But that's not a bad thing, it's just a completely different look. Softer, more blended, and actually really elegant. And of course, I labelled each one on the bottom because you know I'd have definitely mixed them up otherwise. But here they are, all 3 together. Same colours, but 3 different results. And this is what it all comes down to. Timing. Thicker resin gives you that bold separation, and thinner resin gives you that softer blend. So if dirty pours aren't working, it's probably not your technique, it's your timing. So all that's left is for me to leave you with some glamour pictures. I've been Tony from Georgie's Gorgeous Gifts. Stay safe, happy crafting, and bye for now.
Like and subscribe, give it a try. Georgie's Gifts will light your day. Hit that bell, don't drift away.